Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing out there? It is a beautiful Saturday morning. It is actually very, very nice outside. It is already warm outside. It is November the 15th, 2025. Real quick, guys, I'm going to take you down memory lane. Some things that I'm going to point out here, first and foremost. Number one is that Chad Shepard is not a new manager to Ryan Upchurch. Not by any means. And I'm just curious, a lot of people out here are saying that Ryan's crazy and that he's on drugs. He's on drugs. And that he's doing all these crazy, horrible things. But he was doing it whenever they were, riding his coattails. I don't know. Was he crazy now, but he wasn't then? Or he's only crazy when he's not supporting you and growing your channel and feeding your ego?
This is Chad with Offbeat Oddities and Collectibles in Columbus, Georgia. My kids are singing and acting a fool in the background. Just going to run through. I have a true crime museum here, but we have been selling so many toys that now a lot of my things are just platforms for toys to sit on. So it's time to move some things. I've less of collecting, more of selling. That's kind of where my mindset's at. So let's go over and show you guys so I can send this video to anybody that might have questions. This is the last right. Look, I'm in the background. Oh, yeah, brother. This is the last right kit from the late 1800s. I got a Mountain Oddities in Knoxville, Tennessee. He had one paranormal team come and claim. Church. Okay. Hey, I be posted up in park. Fumes coming out my shit exhaust. Yellow lights just beaming on that gravel spot when no one's up. My glove box got beamed by the fifth. Blood look big like Al Smith. My CO drinks from.
All right, here we have Upchurch at Gatorland with Chad Shepard. Also with DJ Cliffy D, Jason Kidd on drums.
My range cause I'm like trash, they hit it big. They say I sound like Kid Rock if he's born in the South. Yeah, sweet potato pie.
All right, we got B-Loose, we got Upchurch, B-Loose, Chad Shepard, Kidd, Cliffy Dennison, Kid Peterson. Some of y'all just ain't been around long enough.
THC in my mouth, got hollow tips and a 9. I'm so 6'1" to the 5, and I almost drowned in the river where Hank said we could survive. C-H-E-A-T-H-A.
There's Chad.
Tips and a 9. I'm so 6'1" to the 5, and I almost drowned in the river where Hank said we could survive. C-H-E-A-T-H-A. You can hear my pipes all the way into the C-H-E-A-T-H-A. On this stone before I was in every stone is flying. T-H-A. Yeah, I changed from the days when I didn't have a thing. C-H-E-A-T-H. Some rappers when I hunt shit. Dripping off of my soul forever until the ocean is an empty desert. Until a fetcher grows big wings and sings the fucking national anthem. I'm so river rat until I evolve to a monster, bro. I was a fish, now I'm the megalodon that's hungry for your butt.
All right, let me fix the screen for you guys real quick.
And I stay in the sticks with a.
All right, here you go. This is Upchurch at Gatorland with Chad and the band and B-Loose.
Church. Yeah. Okay. Hey, I be posted up in park. Fumes coming out my shit exhaust. Yellow lights just beaming on that gravel spot when no one's up. My glove box got beamed by the fifth. Blood look big like Al Smith. My CO drinks from my range cause I'm like trash, they hit it big. They say I sound like Kid Rock if he's born in the South. Yeah, sweet potato pie and THC in my mouth. Got hollow tips and a 9. I'm so 6'1" to the 5, and I almost drowned in the river where Hank said we could survive. C-H-E-A-T.
So I just wanted to point out a few things this morning. Number one, Chad Shepard is not a new manager to Ryan. He was around years ago. He was around with Be Loose and before Be Loose, I believe. And this is kind of around the time that all happened. So next we're going to be taking a look at some more very important history. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Good morning, everybody. I see 5 of you in here. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Saturday.
You can hear my pipes all the way into the C-H-E-A-T-H-A. Rolling stone before I was in every stone is black. T-H-A. I changed from the days when I didn't have a thing. C-H-E-A-T-H. Some rappers when I hunt shit. Tripping off of my
Chucky V, Chucky Velvet. I've seen Chucky, Chad, Be Loose, Cliffy, Cade.
Forever until the ocean is an empty desert, until a fat chick grows big wings and sings the fucking national anthem. I'm so river rat until I evolve to a monster, bro. I was a fish, now I'm the megalodon that's hungry for your butt. And I stay in the sticks with a hicks and a firearm. So much smoke out my windows, I'm hearing my neighbors fire alarm. It's Mr. Cheatham County, Mr. Nothing you can tell me, Mr. One of Nashville's legends, Johnny Cash will be impressed with church. C-H-E-A-T-H-A. You can hear my pipes all the way into the C-H-E.
I see a lot of people saying that, oh man, church is crazy. All this stuff he's doing on the internet right now. He's on drugs. I just got a question. Was he not doing all those things when you were riding his dick? When you were glazing for him? When you were feeding his ego? Because he was building your channel? Weren't all those same things still going on? That's my only question, I guess, right now.
C-H-E-A-T-H-A. Rolling stone before I was in every stone is black. C-H-E-A-T-H-A. I changed from the days when I didn't have a thing. C-H-E-A-T-H-A. I say like I got tags to cap some rappers when I hunt shit.
It was haunted. I have had. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Chad.
All right, and right here we have Chad Shepard. He's been into the horrorcore stuff. There's a whole niche of this out there, really, where they sell like movie props and creepy, scary things like for Halloween, for movies, for cinematography, and that type of thing. So.
Chad with Offbeat Oddities and Collectibles in Columbus, Georgia. My kids are singing and acting a fool in the background. Just going to run through. I have a true crime museum here, but we have been selling so many toys that now a lot of my things are just platforms for toys to sell.
Okay, they call it a true crime museum. I do not like true crime. I don't like anything to do with it because it's grimy, right? True crime is. There's nothing true about true crime. I mean, it's a bunch of idiots not letting the law enforcement do their job and grifting.
Sit on. So it's time to move some things. I've less of collecting, more of selling. That's kind of where my mindset's at. So let's go over and show you guys so I can send this video to anybody that might have questions. This is the last right. Look, I'm in the background. Oh, yeah, brother. This is the last right kit from the late 1800s. I got Mountain Oddities in Knoxville, Tennessee. He had one paranormal team come and claim it was haunted. I have had 2, and both had said the same thing, that it's haunted. It does have activity. There is an entity attached. That is for sale. That's one of the things. All right, let's go right down to the serial killer trivia game signed by the creator. It was purchased from Andrew Dodge at True Crime Auction House. He can do you a COA. Most of the stuff I have in here, he sold to me. So to give you a little peace of mind, true crime serial killer game is kind of like Monopoly, except you go through neighborhoods collecting bodies. The cops catch you. Guess what? You got to start all over. I got an embalming table or operating table that was used from the late 1800s on the battlefield. It folds up, has a little handle. It's in great shape to be over 100 years old. That is for sale. Gary Ray Bowles, serial killer out of Florida. This actually is going to come with. It folds up, has a little handle. It's in great shape to be over 100 years old. That is for sale. Gary Ray Bowles. Serial killer out of Florida. This actually is going to come with the shoes that Gary Ray Bowles was executed in. It also comes with court documents from his lawyer giving his last artifacts to his next of kin. Also, True Crime Auction House will authenticate this. And a copy of the death certificate. All right, Jeremy Jones. Picture of Jesus. It is for sale. Glenn Rogers. Weird, wacky picture. It is for sale. Philip Jabolski. At one time I was managing a rapper out of Miami named Stitches. Andrew Dodge from True Crime.
Okay, so there you go. Chad Shepard used to manage Stitches. Okay, you guys paying attention?
Auction House actually had this custom done. There's 3 of them in existence. I own one, Stitches own one, Andrew owns one. Done by Philip Jabolski, signed by Stitches. I have the video I can send you of Stitches signing it. All right, Human Skull for sale. Comes with a glass case. Roderick Farrell, Vampire Clan, Jason Voorhees piece for sale. I'm keeping that one. Otis Toll piece for sale. Otis Toll. Reinhardt, Death Row inmate for sale. Nico Klaus, Vampire Paris. This was for sale. This is one of the early year paintings, guys. 3-headed dragon. There's a thing on the back that has a card that he signed and wrote a little note. Cool. Not for sale. I'm gonna hang on to the molds, famous monster molds. Merle from the Murder Junkies, G.G. Allen's brother. I got a letter from Jack Trawick. Actually has some of the depicting some of the kill scenes. He goes into detail about some of the murders. That's my kid singing in the background, guys. It comes with the signed print, those 2 letters, and then also this right here.
I don't know what that noise in the background is. It sounds like a howling dog or something. I don't know. Sorry about that, guys.
Got a Arthur Shawcross piece. I don't think that's going to be for sale. Taxidermy. You got to pick that shit up though. Charles Manson stuff. I'm holding on to this. This may be for sale. Visitation form. Andrew Dodge, True Crime Auction House. That's where I got it from. Herbert Mullen, serial killer. Killed people, thought it stopped earthquakes. This is an authentic piece from him. Carlton Gary, Michael Gary, the Stocking Strangler. I actually committed 1 or 2 murders here in this town I live in. I got several things from Joe Druce, if you're into Death Row inmate artwork. And the Dahmer Brick's not for sale. That's going to be about the majority of the stuff that I'm unloading currently. Maybe to include this.
Oh shit, that's his kid singing?
This old newspaper clipping from Charles Manson. I've got a newspaper clipping from the late 1800s about the Bloody Benders. It's a little blurb. That's what it says in there. All right. 1877. Anyway, that's currently all the things that I am selling. If any of that stuff strikes a chord with you, holler back.
All right, what's up, everybody? How are y'all?
Alright guys, next we're going to take a look at the Holler Boy documentary. I cannot find it on YouTube anymore, so shout out to EJ Bingus. I know EJ. I've been friends with EJ personally for a few years now, several years now. We go way back. We go back like babies and pacifiers. Anyway guys, make sure you go check out EJ Bingus. I don't know if he's still doing anything or not, but anyway, this video comes off of his channel. And I'm 1,000% sure he will not mind me using it. So let's take a listen.
It's early in the morning for me. I finally got up and fixed my sleeping schedule. And since all the rest of my family is asleep, I figured I'd go ahead and jump on here. So, with that, man. Definitely here with him.
What Ryan has is not something.
All right, man. Here we go.
What Ryan has is not something you can be taught. It's not something you can learn. You either have it or you don't. He was born with it.
It's just him. At the end of the day, like that's why everyone's so attracted to him. It's because the same dude that you're going to see on the camera is the same dude you're going to see.
When people look back on this whole genre of music, he will be what is remembered. He will be the Elvis Presley for this genre. There's no doubt in my mind.
Music professional, man.
Because he really is that guy. He's not some painted picture. That's why he's church, and that's why he's done it 100% the underground way.
I remember this one older lady there turned around and looked at me and she said, "That's your baby up there." And she goes, "They love him like they loved Elvis Presley."
I can only imagine how impressive.
Man, that makes me wonder. I think that really hit Patty Lynn hard for a reason. And I think she's super protective over him for that reason. Like some lady told her that, other people are going to try and love your son like you do, or like they love Elvis. And that's a lot for a mom. That's a lot to take in.
Impressed and how proud his mom is, man.
But then also, like, I kind of feel like she's sort of jealous of his fame, kind of jealous of the attention that he gets.
It's a beautiful thing.
He's real. He's authentic. He's the real deal. He's not faking it.
We need to get a poll together, man. See if we can get church to come do a concert out here in Atlanta.
He's going to do something that hasn't been done before.
But his fans, I mean, they hang on it every word he says. He definitely is. He's their voice, because he really has a voice, and he really does use it through Instagram and through all the mediums that he has.
Yeah, man, I'll be honest with you. I really wish I could have got this when it first came out. I definitely would have paid it. That wouldn't have been no big deal. But at the time, I didn't have a computer that was worth a damn enough to even try to stream it on my laptop or whatever. So, yeah. Anyway. I don't have that problem anymore.
I just want to be the most clean-cut, professional country boy from Tennessee, whoever it is. I want to be the most diverse artist that ever existed. I want to be the dude who fucking killed country, killed rock, killed rap. I want to be that dude where they were like, how the fuck did he go from being a broke-ass painter with no high school education to being this motherfucking crazy-ass, weird musician guy who can fucking make anything and speaks to people's souls and makes you believe in yourself through a song? That's what I want to be known for. I don't give a fuck about my cars. I don't give a fuck about real estate. I don't give a fuck if you think I'm fat, ugly, got too many fucking tattoos, teeth are fucked up. I don't give a fuck what you think about me.
Amen.
Because there's one thing you cannot deny. That I'm a hard fucking worker and I'm good at what I do. And I want to be greater and I want to work harder in the future. I don't ever want to backtrack. I'm not the backtracking kind of guy. And even after I'm dead, I still don't want to backtrack. I want motherfuckers to be like, who the fuck was this dude? And why in the fuck did I know about this guy when he was alive? That's what I want to be. And that's what I will be. Because I said so.
Because I said so.
I just knew from that moment.
Speaks the truth.
I knew that Ryan was going to be a star.
I was born May the 24th, 1991.
And by the way, if y'all made it this far in this video, if y'all haven't clicked off by looking at the time, and y'all are here to represent for me, man, or if you're here to represent for Ryan, please don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button down there below for me. You come out here and rock with your boy EJ, man. We got plenty of music, we got plenty of stuff coming up, motorcycle stuff. I should be getting my custom painted bike back soon. I know it's been forever. My buddy got sick. He ended up falling off some steps at 1.2 and hurt himself, and he's been really bad over the holidays, and big shout out and prayers to him, man. Undertaker, you know you are, man. For everybody else, thank you so much, man, for the new people that are here. Thank y'all for coming and hanging out with me, man. I've had people telling me on Facebook and stuff that they've been following me for a couple of years, and that a lot of times I've been the person that made them laugh or smile, or my videos have helped them, and that means just so much to me. You know what I mean? It really does. So I'm happy to be able to give back and take this time out to share this with everybody, to let people know who Ryan is. And he's someone who motivated me to do better. To when I used to have a yard full of toys and I got rid of them and didn't want to do nothing, stayed in the house or stayed in my shop or whatever. And then I got another yard full of toys and got back on my game. And there's been ups and downs between my girl and his music is what's helped me. So this is a big dedication to him, man. I do hope y'all follow through and watch it, man. Definitely helped me, push me out there in the algorithm, and definitely want to get the word out and let the world know who Ryan Upchurch is and how he's helped inspire me as well.
In Nashville, Tennessee, at Baptist Hospital. At that time, we lived on Pine Creek Road, and we lived in this little tiny trailer that we rented from a guy named Paddlefoot. God, I think that they...
See, that's what I'm saying. Me and my girl's been through 5 different houses that are, we went from the trailer to a shack to a trailer to a half a house to a decent house. To I know the struggle, man, and I'm trying to build every day.
He was like 30 years old. It had horrible carpet. It was not good. But it was fun living on Pine Creek Road. Back then, things were a lot different than they are now. You knew your neighbors. You knew, heck, half your family lived on, the same street. You didn't have to worry so much when your kids were out in the yard and things like that, like you do now. It's a very different place right now, but it was a much more friendly place back then. He started talking really, really young. I remember taking him to the grocery store, and little old people absolutely loved Ryan. They would come up and talk to him, and they were always impressed because he had great vocabulary. At 15 months old, he could carry on a full conversation with a person. He had bright copper red hair. It looked like a penny. When you went out in the sun, it had like 3 different colors of red in it.
There's no lack thereof now. My baby boy can talk.
Like strawberry blonde, red, and this auburn red. So it just looked like his hair. It looked like a penny out
You gotta give it up for Mother Church, man. Mother Church.
in the sunlight. It was so pretty. He was beautiful. He was so cute. Oh gosh, let me tell you this though. When he was born, when we first brought him home, dude, he was so strong. We brought him home when he was a baby. We could lay him on it, like babies don't really lift themselves up, or, push off the floor, when you lay them on their belly when they're first born. But he was doing that at two weeks old. He could push himself up and his little head would just bob back and forth. It was so cute. He had such strong body strength. And I remember at the hospital when he was born, he held on to the sides of the little thing that they put your baby in, the little crib, whatever, with the metal rails on it. He held on to the side of it, and they could barely pull his hands off the side of it. He was holding it so tight. He liked to be the center of attention because he was the first grandchild. It's like he did everything with my dad, did everything with his dad. He was the baby. He was the first baby, so he was always the center of attention. He was a great brother. He was a brother when he was 4, almost 5, when we brought Aaron home. Absolutely loved him. Held him, took care of him, looked after him. He was always really, really sweet. Really good with all kids. He was really good with children, other kids his own age.
Big shout out for even being able to do a documentary, man. This is awesome.
He was always sweet and, giving and things like that. He wasn't confrontational at all. He just loved everybody. When he was 16 years old, he would help my dad with his paint company. He would work with his dad sometimes. He did odd jobs here and there at a pretty young age, but he started writing lyrics down at about that age. And so he used to carry on this toolbox, just one of the metal toolboxes that you put all your paintbrushes and stuff like that in. He would carry that around, and while he was out, if something came to him, he would write it down on whatever he had, whether it be a little piece of wood or if he could find a piece of paper, he'd write on the back of an invoice or something. But the thing was packed full of lyrics to so many songs that are just lost now. We don't know what happened to it. Well, he might know what happened to it. I don't know what happened to it. But I knew how serious he was when he started carrying that around with him and everywhere he went. He actually came to me one day and told me, "Mama, I want to be a country singer." And I said, "Do it, baby. Do it." And I always would tell them, if you really want to do something bad enough, you can make it happen. And it was so real to him before it ever happened. He would have dreams and visions of himself on stage, and every bit of that came true. Every bit of it.
All right, what's your name and where are you from?
My name is Ryan Upchurch, and I'm from Cheatham County, Tennessee.
And how old are you?
I'm 25 years old.
How did you become a YouTube personality?
I became a YouTube personality pretty much by accident. I didn't have an Instagram, I didn't have Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, none of that stuff. And I just had Facebook, a personal Facebook. And me and my buddies went out to a strip club one night, and some shit went down. And we didn't get kicked out. And I made a video bitching about the situation. And somebody had taken it off my Facebook and ended up posting it on, I think it was YouTube at the time. I didn't have YouTube then either. I didn't know how to make a YouTube account. And one day we were eating lunch at work.
That's crazy.
For lunch or whatever. At lunch, we was eating. And at work, we went on lunch break, and the chick at the restaurant was like, "Hey, you're that redneck guy off the internet." And I was like, "What? What you talking about?" And she showed me the video that I made, bitching about the strip club we were at. And the video was called Athlete Slip.
Yeah, I've been to a strip joint before. Never again. I'd rather get butt naked and cuddle with a dirty hobo. This girl was like, "Hey, baby, can I give you a lap dance?" No, what the fuck's on your face? Got athlete slip.
So I made a video about it, and it apparently went viral. It didn't go viral, but it got a shit ton of views, enough for people to be like, "Hey, what's that redneck guy? I want to see another video." And that's what Upchurch Redneck was making. Everybody was like, "Where's the redneck? Where's the redneck? Where's the redneck? Where's that redneck guy?" And my last name's Upchurch, so I just created Upchurch the Redneck, and that's where it started.
Hey, I'm here to tell you that I'm more countryer than you, boy. Hashtag country, hashtag music, hashtag sticks, hashtag backwards.
What's up, you damn pansies? My name's Lil Larry. You call me anything else besides Lil Larry, I'll bust you in the damn lip.
Hashtag lifted trucks, hashtag Ford, hashtag Chevy, hashtag GMC, hashtag Yoda, hashtag Toyota, hashtag Big Toyota.
We just don't sound like an old-ass fucking poodle your grandma got.
Hashtag Yoda in the mud, hashtag four-wheel drive, hashtag rebel flag, hashtag Confederate flag, hashtag country boy, hashtag country girl, hashtag country boy and girl.
Everybody around town was telling me they seen 50 Shades of Grey. I thought they were talking about my cousin's C-71 we spray painted last week. My favorite colors is dirt, camouflage, and rebel flags.
Hashtag country people, hashtag country folk, hashtag John Deere, hashtag green, hashtag John Deere green.
We fucking understand. Why are you wasting your life fucking hashtagging stuff?
Hashtag chair, hashtag oxygen, hashtag.
Popping up their collars and shit. Oh, look, it's a gay Dracula. Please don't suck my dick. Like you want to fight looking like this. I mean, bro, we go, if you want to go. Where we going, motherfucker? Your mama's house? Tell her I got a fucking dick stronger than a 12-valve Cummins. Everyone has that one friend who over-exaggerates the shit he buys off Craigslist. Hey, Chad, did you see my Facebook post? No, what is it? I got me a goddamn drag truck. Her fucking real fucking this. What's it fucking look like? It's fast. It needs an exhaust manifold. It needs a hub assembly. It needs the back seats. It's got some mice, running around that motherfucker. But hey, fuck Stuart Little and his family. I kill all of them. I mean, I gotta drain the gas tank because the gas so old and it done got all jellyfied and shit. I mean, but first I gotta buy a gas tank for it though. Okay, I lied. They don't have a gas tank in it. It needs a rear axle. The brake line's dry rotted, but that ain't even nothing though. It needs a transmission. It needs a brand new motor because the one that's got it in it is locked up and shit. It needs all new windows though. But bruh, it's a bad motherfucker.
I remember the first one he made. The first one I saw him make, where he was outside pretending to work on a car, and that was at my mom's and dad's house. And I pull up and he has a wig on. And he has one of my mom's glasses on, and he's outside just pretending like he can't fix his truck or something. And I'm like, oh my god. And yeah, that's how that started. It was really bizarre, but apparently people liked it. But he was on World Star before that, by accident. He didn't even know he was on it until he was out in public one day, and somebody said, oh dude, that's the guy that was on World Star. And he didn't tell me because it involved a strip club. That's probably why he didn't tell me. I'm pretty sure it involved something he said to a stripper or something.
But Ryan, he started the Vine thing. Well, at that time when he had the Vine stuff, I always have something different. It's always some bullshit, piece of shit. So I'd always be doing burnouts or whatever. Well, Ryan started doing his Vine videos because he's a comedian. Being funny, always just kind of laughing and cutting up, being goofy. Well, then, we started throwing in riding dirt bikes, wars, and some of the Vine videos. Then we had some of my pieces of shit. And hell, you already know he can gas me up to a burnout or something, you know what I mean? Even if it's my daily, that's all I had. I'd do a burnout in. Hell, you want to film it? Fuck it. Yeah, we're going to do a burnout in there.
Hey, who takes minivans through the woods? We do.
This is awesome, man. Pretty sure I've seen it. This is damn hell.
Minivan doing work?
Dude.
Oh, shit. Oh, just smoking. Oh, shit. Fuck it, haul ass. Hey, put it in reverse. Hey, yo, put it in reverse. Oh, shit, don't stop. Woo! Oh, fuck. Some bitch about ran me over. And that's how you do it. Still sling a fucking rod. You cannot, dude, don't even think about stopping. Oh, we're gonna sink it, son. I ain't stopping. And he's on the cell phone. Oh, God damn. Executive. Hit it, fuck it. It fucking made it, though. Concrete shit. Oh, fuck. What now? Oh, Joey, the hazard's coming by the bill. It's right over here. We just gotta fucking stuff in the creek. It's gotta make it work. Hell yeah!
He was doing the Vine thing, and then he started doing kind of getting a little dabbling in the music and stuff around the Vine time. But then I remember when he was in the Vine stuff, there was a couple people that would stick out during the Vine days. You know what I mean? That would become famous for their Vine stuff. Well, I didn't really care how. I was like, that's computer stuff. I'm not into that. You know what I mean? But Ryan, I could see he was getting more and more into that and watching their videos and kind of seeing what they're doing and just different things like that. But his Vine days was fun. And then one time we called this dude and told him his two-wheel drive truck was on the cover of 4x4 magazine. And this dude was so gullible that he believed us. We prank called him. Man, and we knew we was going to see this dude probably that afternoon or the afternoon after that. And man, we done that and never told it. Forgot all about it. Well, a month went by, and this dude had done told everybody in Ashton City that his two-wheel drive Ford Ranger was going to be on the cover of a 4x4 magazine. Finally, he told us again about it. And me and Ryan looked at each other. We bust out laughing. We was like, bro, we were joking, man. Like, that was us that called you. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, no, for real, it's going to be on the cover. Like, bro, that was us that called you. It wasn't about a month ago. He's like, yeah. Like, dude, it was us. You know, that we would prank call people all the time and kind of be like that, too. So there was a lot of those videos. And then Ryan would just, we'd say somebody, he'd make up a rap. He made one about Willie Marsh and stuff like that. It was kind of funny. And then that's when he started being able to change. You know, I remember him starting to be able to change words and lyrics and stuff like that. Me and him be riding around the truck.
Now we're talking about some music.
A song would come on and we would kind of keep up the same beat, but then change the lyric to it. You know what I mean? Just riding around bullshitting and never. I mean, at the time we never thought anything of it. So I think the whole time we was in the
lyrical genius here, guys.
Construction thing. That's when Vine first started. Because I think that's when MySpace was kind of was dead at that point.
I remember when it started getting popular. That's when Bobby with Redneck Nation comes in. Because he sees him just making silly videos and messing around, and he can see something in Ryan. He saw something there, and so he reached out to him and offered him a sponsorship. He was so excited. That was the first thing that ever really, came into play. And we're like, oh, dude, this really might go somewhere.
When I met Ryan, first of all, I proposed the idea for him to do this for a living, to do social media, and he just was like, it was like trying to herd cats. He just had no clue that was even a possibility. And I said, listen, man, you've got this thing going, and I think you have that it factor as far as you connect with people, you're genuine, they feel that. And he wanted to do the music. This was the vehicle at first that was that got the most views and got him noticed. But that was always in his mind. Every time that we talked and all that, that was immediately to the forefront. It's like, I want to get to talk to people and know them, but the music was paramount always. When I first met Ryan, I just wanted him to be able to do this for a living and provide for his family. And if that meant him just being a person on YouTube or this, or being a social influencer, then so be it. But he really wanted to do this music thing, and I wanted to make sure that I gave him every opportunity, support-wise, to be able to do that because it was so important to him. And our company has always supported the independent artist. We've always supported the underdog. And what I saw in Ryan was a bunch of people dismissing him, maybe teachers or this or that, with his, the way that Ryan is.
A big shout out to Bobby from Redneck Nation.
But what they don't understand is that's why he is who he is. Because of the things that they thought were wrong. The things that they thought, he didn't march to the beat of the right drum. He didn't march to the rules that they set. But what happens is when you fall in that rut and you just do that, you march to orders, you don't get what you've got now. You don't get, Ryan, you don't get those breakout stars.
He actually seen talent in me when I didn't even see talent in me. I had no idea. Because, when I first started making all the videos and stuff, I was still working on a construction site for my family company. It was Church Renovations. And, he hit me up one day. He's like, kid, he's like, you're on something. He's like, you keep making these videos and you keep getting more and more followers, and you're just simply saying, what's on.
Okay, so I just got back in the house where I can sit down and say something. Yes, Airstream, I agree that was huge. But I have stuff to say about Bobby as well. Actually, I have a lot I could say, but we're gonna save that for another day. He kind of looks the same to me. Like, yes, he looks wild at 3 a.m. on Instagram, okay? Like, come on, everybody sees. What's real is real, Some things are undeniable. But also what's understood doesn't need to be said, right? And he's definitely not paying my bills. He's not my man. And like the only person's pocketbook or daily drug habits that I worry about are my own and my family.
In your mind, there's a lot of people that feel just like you about the same situation. And, at first I kind of brushed it off. I was like, nah, I'm good. I can't be a YouTuber. I don't know how, And then he coached me through it, and I told him, I was like, man, I can't quit my job. What little I'm making doing this job is, barely getting through the weekend to get me by. And he was like, well, he's like, we'll do something where, I tell you what, you wear our clothes, you scratch our back, we'll scratch yours. Something happens, and you start gaining more, then we'll do more to help each other. And that's what we've done. He's not even like a business partner anymore. He's not like, well, he is a business partner, but it's not like he's a business partner anymore. It's like he is part of my family, and I'm related to this guy. We genuinely both love each other and care for each other now because he believed in me, and I took a chance on listening to somebody I didn't know, and he took a chance on taking in somebody he didn't know, and I would never want to rep anything else besides Redneck Nation.
That's awesome.
It's crazy these days, though, like how many people just want to focus on everything bad, wild, crazy, or indifferent, unpopular opinion type stuff that he does. Like, he knows what he's doing. He's been doing YouTube literally since he came up. He's an anomaly. He got very popular right at the time that the internet got really popular, and also at the time that country rap was still very fresh and new. Country rap's oversaturated now. There's just a lot of new artists, a lot of it going on. But I'm getting off track. So it's crazy seeing Bobby in these Redneck Nation pictures and shit. Like, yeah, I go back to way back to the RAGC days for sure.
And I saw that like early on.
Yeah, definitely got my business, brother.
Be about it's about taking the things from regular rap that they may identify with or they may see every day that we can't because we don't live that life. We don't live in urban areas. Ryan gives them a voice, and that's how it started. But that was just the beginning. That was the alpha, and that was.
It seems the way to stay relevant these days is to create some kind of controversy that people will buy into, and that they'll buy into different sides. The art of war, right? Divide and conquer. It really comes down to power and oh man, how people move. There's just so much I could say about that.
How it then started, because then he started growing as an artist. He started experimenting. He started trying new things and putting influences and little tiny things from all different genres into that, and then basically kind of evolved into its own genre.
I grew up in the country, so my whole entire life, I listened to country, anything from Hank to Clint Black to freaking Patsy Cline to Jason Aldean to Justin Moore to freaking Clay Walker, Tim McGraw, Faith Hill, Gretchen Wilson. Come on, man, I grew up in the country. Everyone listens to country music in the country. Even though I did grow up in the country, I was still a young dude that was, being exposed to other types of music through school or friends. I knew who Eminem was when he came out. Who didn't know who Eminem was when he came out? My love for rap was just, I didn't know how to write a country song at the time.
Yo, Airstream, I've talked to Bobby. I talked to Bobby back in right after the whole videos about Redneck Nation came out, when Bobby dropped a video and Upchurch dropped a video on Bobby, and they kind of went back and forth talking about bots and I don't know, I think the word sabotage was used. Oh man, there's so much I could say. Anyway, I had talked to him after that, and I'll just say this. The whole Kylie Rodney thing really scared a lot of people in Ryan's circle, and a lot of people that had invested in Ryan. Not only invested money financially, but invested time and work and just dedicating and devoting themselves. And then the Kylie Rodney stuff got so big and so popular and so blown out of proportion, and then it's still, ongoing today. He's still saying stuff about it after his attorney has, quit, basically. But I'll say this, like, nobody tells Ryan Upchurch what to do. Not his mama, not his attorney, so I don't know. I'm going to shut up before I get off track again.
I didn't know where to start. I didn't know the structure of writing a song, but I knew how to rhyme words. So I would write rap songs just about stuff I knew, just about shit we do out here in the country, shit I do with my buddies on the weekend. I didn't know that I was writing, something that was going to be so fucking hated by a lot of people. But you can't mix country with rap. People are always, yapping about that. Woo, 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 you can't mix country with rap. Two different things. Johnny Cash is a perfect example.
Airstream, that would make sense, especially since B-Loose came in with the Illuminati symbols, A Loose, A Vision, loosen up, I'm just saying. But, sometimes people have little different particular interests and they go down various rabbit holes. They have different seasons to them, I guess you could say. But overall, to me, the whole true crime Kylie Rodney stuff was not a great season of Ryan Upchurch, if you know what I mean. But that's okay. We all have bad seasons, right? But yeah, B-Loose could have been the snake the whole time, right? So obviously we know that his family has connections to industry, whether it be television, movies, entertainment, Holly weird, we'll say. And then also I've heard things to do with like Bitcoins and crypto, and a lot of those things can go down some really dark rabbit holes. And that would kind of make sense with his mom, the way that, initially he thought his mom stole a bunch of money from him, houses and everything. But then we seen her come back into the picture recently, and he said she actually didn't steal anything at all. Remember, she was dating B. Luce, and they had a breakup that was pretty bad. I remember her speaking about him in court when we all found out that she was actually in a relationship with him for like 3 years. So obviously either Patty had to go or B. Luce had to go. And who was helping Ryan make money and build his fan base the most? Who was going to stay in the situation? Somebody had to go. Either his mom or B. Luce. And we seen him, keep B. Luce around and do several more albums and documentaries. And then all the drama with his mom, which I prefer not to speak on and never have. I never went after Miss Patty because we only get one mom. And your mom, I don't know. It's just a touchy subject. Just I don't like to get into family business and relationships, really.
You can do whatever you want in country, and Eminem is a perfect example. You can do whatever you want in rap. I mean, you can say it don't go together all you want to, but how does it not go together? I mean, music is always evolving. Anybody who thinks it just don't go together obviously never listened to Talking Blues or even know what Talking Blues is back in the 40s and 50s. That was a country song.
I've always said that him losing this case could open like Pandora's box. It could set a very dangerous precedent for future cases regarding free speech and social media platforms and stuff. And I've heard people say that of churches this case is being used as like a case study or something for other artists and musicians in the Nashville area. I don't go digging and researching into Ryan's attorneys and Nashville's business and shit. I don't live in Nashville. I worry about my hometown. Anyway, guys, I'm too stoned for this.
Someone was talking around words all the time. I mean, don't hate on a country rapper for calling it country rap. I mean, I personally don't call it that. I call it hip hop music. When I do rap, it's hip hop music. I'm rapping. It's not its own thing, country rap. It is rap. It's just coming from a country guy who grew up in a country atmosphere. The name of my first project was Cheatham County. I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm gonna make some songs that me and my buddies can jam to and listen to. Songs that are, relatively about us. And I made it, and I called it Cheatham County because that's where we're all from.
I can hear EJ Bingus smoking on something like every couple seconds. So anyway, I'm gonna let this play for a bit.
I posted it on iTunes and got a fucking response I didn't think I was gonna get.
I'll never forget the day when I remember it was taking a turn. He always did music and things like that. That was that was where his heart was music. And I remember the day when he realized how many followers he had, and he came to me and he said, "You know what? He said, I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna throw one of my songs up there and see what happens." I was like, do it. And there she goes. He was, I mean, 100%. He's like, that was it. That he just wanted to test the water. I guess he wanted to see how it would be accepted, because you always question how good you are at something, and you're kind of fearful of what the response might be, because you may think you have talent, and the people around you who love you may tell you have talent.
It's always scary.
But putting it out there is really scary, and I think he wasn't.
I mean, that's just like putting out these videos, man. Just we're always nervous of what the response may be. We always want to say the right thing and make sure you enjoy the videos, and of course we always want to give the proper respect and credit towards the art. So try to stay humble, man.
Really after that,
sharing with each other and trying to build a community. So that's just me.
Really expecting it to be so well received, and it was, and that was it. After that, he knew he was on something, and he just went with it. I'm very proud of him for that.
I'm gambling with the roosters, even with all the Kentucky coppers. I be cooking up something like steam mashing coppers. Stay smoking on loud, oil leak under a chopper. My road is kinda rocky, but I bet you I'm a topper. It ain't nothing but a gamble like dice, watch with a snake eye. Hiding in the grass, that's why I constantly cut mine. Making me a path and slowly dropping them landmines. Flame in my hand, let's make us one of them wild. I live out in the country, used to hang on Old Palm Creek. Used to catfish with my grandpa, used to cut the grass for free. And there ain't been a damn thing that can teach me right from wrong. Used to listen to Hank Williams, try to live by all his songs.
Shout out EJ Bingus again for allowing me to use this video.
And one day I was up with courage to sing something. I think it was a Justin Moore song, maybe. Yeah, it was a Justin Moore song. It was in Ben Machete. It was the first cover I ever put on Instagram, and it got really good feedback. So I started doing other covers, and I figured, you know what? They gave me the confidence. My people who watch my stuff give me the confidence to, you know, at least make me think I can sing. So, and then that's when I wrote "Stuck on 17," and I put it out, and it got a really good response. And then my first country music video that I put out was "Rolling Stone," and that got such a big response. I still don't even know how to think about it. It's only been out for 3 months, and it's got like 6 million views. That's crazy for somebody like me. That's blowing my mind. The Chicken Willie album is more of a sentimental memory to me in my career. You know, with the loss of my grandfather, they really was a fire in my ass to do what I wanted to do. Right at the time, between Heart of America and Chicken Willie, the albums, you know, there was a time in my life of doubt. You know, I didn't think I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, you know, with my life. I didn't think this music stuff was going to work out. And I actually thought about quitting after Heart of America came out. And, you know, I sit there and thought. And I knew if my grandfather was here, and he seen the impact I was making on people, and he seen what I was doing, my team was doing, he would stand behind it 100%. And it really it boosted me back to life and just made me want to just do better and better and better and better on every project, everything I do, every lyric, every beat, everything, all around about it made me want to do everything better every time. And when I thought of that, you know, the thought of him watching down on me or being here to kind of see what was going on, it really just energizes me up. And I just want to be the best now, and I ain't never going to stop, and I ain't going to let nobody stop me from what I'm doing. So that's why I named the album Chicken Willie, because that's his nickname. His real name's Willie Burgess, but he's had the name Chicken Willie forever. My grandfather was a real big Gamecock fighter. You can ask about him in Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, and ask anybody who's over the age of 50 or 60 who fights chickens or has fought chickens, and I can guarantee you, they know exactly who he is, and I can guarantee you, they've got chickens up his bloodline, still to this day.
Back during that time, he wanted to start going on the road, doing some little, you know, gigs, his first gigs. And I remember the very first one he wanted to do, he needed like $750 to go do it. That was my rent money. And so I was like, he said, I'll get back to you when I come home. I'll go do it and I'll get paid and all this and the other. And he went and did that. He did. He left and went and did that show and didn't make any money. So we together had to struggle together to get my rent paid that week. But after that, when he did that, it was like he realized people actually came out. You know, people came out. I think every time in the very, very beginning, like when he dropped the first song, when he did the first video or he did the first show, I think he was always so surprised that people wanted to watch, you know, that people wanted to see him. He was really good, and I don't think he really knew how good he was at that point. It was just him and Cliffy. They didn't have Kid. That, you know, for a long time they didn't have Kid in the picture. But him and Cliffy did it like it was nothing. And it's so weird because to think about the very first shows that they did, driving away in a little van, it was just him and Cliffy and the keyboard and a microphone. You know, and it's come so far. But dude, they were doing it and they were killing it, and people were loving it.
I guess I kind of, when I really first came in, I didn't know what to expect. I mean, I guess Ryan didn't really know what to expect either. There was only a few couple shows that there wasn't a lot of people at, but for the most part, there was a lot of people at every show. So the only thing I guess me and him really always talked about was progressing the show and making the show better, because that's my job, is to take what he does in the studio and perform it live in front of people. I guess it didn't start off like us being picky about this, you know, like we just wanted to do shows, and now I guess we're more like we want to put on a better show, you know, like back then it was just about getting to the show and making sure we did it. It's changed a lot, but it's still the same in a lot of ways. Like we're still growing 4 years later, so and I think that's cool too. Like I've been with something since day one, kind of, and watched the whole progression, and we're still doing this.
You know, there was a time when I was trying to tell the venues, like, look, you got to believe in this. This kid is the next biggest thing, and they wouldn't give us shows. But now all those venues blow up our phones, our emails, our text messages, begging for shows.
And then he was doing like small shows and stuff like that, and getting. I was like, damn, you're getting heavy into it. And I remember him giving me between all that time, he had gave me a stack of cards. I still got a whole bunch of them too, to pass out. You know, like promote. You know what I mean? Like look him up on Instagram or Facebook and blah 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 blah. These cards, double-sided. And I remember just I'd be driving down the road and throw a whole handful of them out the fucking window. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew somebody would pick them up. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell is this? We'd be in Franklin. I'd throw a whole bunch of them out on the sidewalk or whatever. Whether a person picks them up, throw them in the trash, or pick them up and look at them, they've seen it regardless. So that's being promoted. You know what I mean?
I remember being at Clarksville, Tennessee, sitting there, and it was like one of the first times we sold out the warehouse. Probably close to 500 or something. I'm sitting there. The bar guy said, hey man, can you come outside with me? I said, sure. I didn't think anything was going to happen, you know. I go there, next thing I know, there's a biker brawl going on, and he's taking me out. There's like his backup, Next thing I know, somebody climbs my back, starts choking me out. I end up jumping backwards, landing on the person. I look over, my buddy's choking a biker out. Next thing I know, I get up and a laser's being pointed on me by some SWAT team guy. I go inside and Ryan's like, everything all right with you? I was like, dude, I just got done choked out in the parking lot. That was the kind of shit we dealt with.
And I think the reality hit at Mercy Lounge in Nashville. That was the first show that I went to, and I nearly passed out. I had no idea that place was packed, and that was in the early beginning. And it was so overwhelming. It was so overwhelming. I had no idea, and he had such great stage presence, and he was so good. It was so obvious. It was naturally that was what he was supposed to be doing. It was just came to him naturally, and he was so authentic, and it was just so. It was such a good show, and it kind of like took me back a minute. That many people came out to see my son perform, and it just I literally almost got
99 Customs. It's interesting you say that. Give me just a second and I'll speak on it.
sick. I mean, and they're like, I remember this one older lady there turned around and looked at me and she said, "That's your baby up there." And she goes, "They love him like they loved Elvis Presley." And I was like, holy crap.
That was fun for me. The reason being is I already had a band where I just DJ versus drums, me and Kid, and we've been doing that for 10 years. So it was an easy fit. It was pretty much me going, "Hey, I got a drummer." And we rehearsed him. Literally 20 seconds in, we look over and Ryan had his shirt off and was headbanging and said he was hired. So.
All right, so I will say this. Definitely throughout the years, I have seen multiple times, multiple people go from hating up church to loving up church to supporting him to trying to cancel him, back to supporting him again, and back to hating on him again. And it usually depends on how much attention they're getting from him. That's the thing online. This internet shit is full of mental illness. It's rampant on here, right? Diseased internet webs. These, diseased webs, full of mental illness. It's a disease. A lot of addicts on here. And the main addiction is not drugs or alcohol. It's clout. It's attention. The main addiction is the attention that they get from the social media and this clout. And that changes how people move. That changes their method of operation. That changes things. And that's why I always say, just always stay true to yourself. Move for your own reasons and for good. And that's really all I have to say about all that.
That was the extent of Kid getting hired.
Yes, a lot of the people that went from, getting churches full on support him, completely building, their notoriety on online presence or whatever, building their online presence, so to speak. And then if he ignores them, or they can't get him on, a show or to answer messages, or if they don't get to go to Ghost Ranch, or if they don't get backstage at the concert, or if they don't get that interview, then they jump on the hate train, so-called hate train that people speak about. Everybody's jumping on the Upchurch hate train. So all aboard, choo-choo. I'm saying. Anyway, I'm going to go smoke another one.
Pretty much Ryan showing up in a loud-ass Mustang outside of one of those studio places in Nashville. Jumps out, he's like, "Fuck yeah, let's do this." He goes inside. We just pretty much just start playing through all these songs, and he's just sitting there literally dancing and doing the Running Man while we're playing these songs. I'm sitting here tripping all day, hoping I'm prepared enough, and this guy's just over here raging and rocking. He's like, "Sounds good." And that was that. We started hitting it up. We started playing shows, and we took things just on to where they are now. Like, I knew I was now playing with Upchurch, but it wasn't like that was my brother yet, and we were in this for life. We were just riding it out. And it was awesome. That was fun. I like the challenge of just playing with the DJ. It's different than playing with a band kind of scenario. But at the same time, presenting this kind of rap thing in an organic way, trying to make it where it's, ideally just the more you can connect with people. I felt like we did a good job of it. Budget-wise, it was different. We were riding around our rental van, sleeping across the back seat with seatbelts up your ass, trying to sit there and make yourself comfortable. Honestly, it was thrilling. If we could have a hotel room with each our own bed, we're just working with it. We're making it happen.
Before the show starts, they'll go back and forth, and Kid will fucking and freaking Clippy's over there just, and they're just going back and forth making this epic sound.
Oh, for sure. The easier path, the the easy thing to do that people love to do is get on here and hate. Like, they love to click the live button and talk shit on people and just hate. And it seems the viewers love that too. You can get a lot of people in your chat if you care about that kind of thing. Get a lot of views on YouTube if you go live and talk shit on people, go live and hate on people. But you'll never see me do that. Like, I only generally point people in directions. I let my videos speak for themselves, and I'm not on here trying to make anybody like me, believe my opinions. I'm not trying to persuade people to believe the same way that I do or to think a certain way in order to benefit me. I want people to think for themselves, and I want people to think the way that benefits them so that they can be better people. And together we can all be better. And that's how we make a change in the world. We definitely don't make a change in the world for good anyway by getting on here and hating on each other. That's why the world has gone to shit. That's why we are where we are.
And while they're doing it, they're playing songs like Hillbilly Deluxe and freaking Eminem and freaking Yellow Wolf, and it just sounds so badass. And that gets everybody pumped up, and then that's when.
See, I mean, he was like more humble, way more humble back then. I will say that.
He tells me, I'll just come on stage, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, I'm doing this time, just know what this is. But he introduces me, I come on stage, and he gets me hyped too. They're not only getting the crowd hyped, they're getting me fucking hyped. And when I get on stage and I'm hyped, bro, I gotta get you. You gotta understand. When I start hearing those beats and freaking people like, I'm just like, and I'm ready to fucking go, motherfucker. I'm ready to get on stage, fucking rock that shit.
Quick picking what's good, motherfucker. From a black man down the cold down, Harley Davidson, damn motherfucker. Stay all up in the limelight, higher than a damn kite. Every single week, the story of a bar fight. On MTV with a torch light, smoking up a blunt while playing with some terrorite dick. I'm the barefoot rapper, everybody keeping distance from. You hear my name, you know I don't play, what the fuck I'm about, where I came from. I know a lot of rednecks, know a lot of real thugs, know a lot of hillbillies, don't straight up guns, know a lot of motherfuckers in the hottest world from. With a huge big ball, no fingers, no thumb. We got to where we were working our ass off. We were doing.
Ray Howell is his former manager friend. Like, still friend or former friend? It's kind of confusing.
Four days a week, literally leaving on a Monday, doing shows Wednesday, doing like little small rinky-dink shows. We would have a show in like Florida, but we would hit the little rinky-dink shows on
on the way just to cover gas and stuff, not making a whole lot of money, go do this show down here that actually would pay
Shit, it
for
would
the
have been awesome
trip,
just to be
and
there.
then maybe hit another couple of shows, and it got to where we were doing 12 shows a month. That's almost half the month doing shows on the road. And there's times we would do a show, drive 8-10 hours, do a show that night, drive 8-10 hours to another show.
That's crazy.
But that's what we were having to do
awesome.
in the beginning, because it wasn't good enough to go just do one show.
And then we go from 50 people. The first time we came in, the next time we 200 people, and it just kept building. And it was happening so fast that, we were having, we made mistakes along the way. At the beginning, we would ask for, whatever the price was, a couple $1,000s. And then we learned real quick, like, oh shit, we got there and they sold 1,000 tickets. And then we're doing the math in our head, like, damn, they made 20 grand a night. We made $1,000. So it made us smarter. We started putting back ends on things. We learned how to create a contract on our own. We learned the do's and don'ts. We learned the things that we will, maybe come down a little, and certain things that we're going to stand true to, and there's just no negotiation, or we don't need to play your show.
When it was all being sold out, and I was like, this is, it's like for real happening here, for real getting big. I told Ryan back then, I was like, he wasn't as big. He is now. I was like, you made it.
A lot of it would be the venues, because you go from playing a hole in the walls with no sound guy to playing a real venue with a real green room and a real sound guy and a real writer, stuff like that. That on the ride up, they forget about or just don't include.
Early on, when we would go do he would do meet and greets every show.
Real writer.
This can't happen when you get to a certain level, just because it gets kind of wild. We would play a show, maybe a couple thousand people, maybe 1,000 people, maybe 800, and every single person there would get in line afterwards. He would say he's going to do a free meet and greet with everybody. It's really awesome. He would spend 3 hours talking to these people. Thing is, Ryan's the kind of guy, he won't sit there and nudge them along. He won't even tell one of his staff to nudge them along. He will sit there and talk 5, 10, 20 minutes with
Shit, I was just talking to you guys for like 3 minutes, and you guys didn't hear any of it. I was saying like about 99 Customs comments about he says these things to see people's responses. Oh yeah, he absolutely does. And it works. He's been doing this on YouTube for a long time now. That's how he's built the fan base that he has. That's Creek Squad. Yes, a lot of it is trolls, because they mimic his behavior. He's an influencer. He's a social media influencer here on YouTube who also happens to be a country rap artist. And he, predominantly makes music, and right now on his channel, that's all there is. But we know him from other things as well. And for people to take this shit so serious, to me, sometimes is a little bit concerning, but also comical, I guess. And I said a whole lot of awesome shit a minute ago, but you guys didn't hear me because I was muted, but I promise you it was awesome.
these people until someone finally steps in and goes, hey dude, it's like a 1,000 people waiting to talk to you. But these people, the look in their eye when they come up and talk to them, they talk to them as if they've known them their whole life. Or they're meeting some author that wrote a book that changed their life. And that's awesome to me. Like, it was neat watching it. Also, it was neat watching Ryan deal with it. To me, that was one of the ways I recognize his star power. The fact he could handle that. And he handled it without getting a big head. That's rare.
Even at the shows, it's not like you're these people just showing up and you're just signing something and taking a picture and that's it. Like, the venues literally get mad at me because when I do like meet and greets and stuff, I don't want to just sign something and take a picture with you and that's it. Like, they get mad because my meet and greets last like 4 or 5 hours, you know, because I want to talk to each individual person. I can't help it. That's just how I am. And you know, they'll be like, yo, move along. And I'm like, yo, it's my fucking show, yo. If I want to talk to you, we'll talk to you. And that the meet and greets end up lasting 3 or 4 hours because I really like getting in touch with my supporters.
I get a call from Tubbs, which was his manager at the time, and he said, hey, Ryan wants you to come shoot some video.
Shit, I was muted again. Anyway, people cross boundaries and lines all the time on here, and I don't agree with that shit. But they also somewhat get consumed. Whenever you're a content creator or you make videos every day that people look for, people watch your videos every day, or you go live every day, or you have shows that you regularly do, or you work with other content creators, work with artists on here, or what have you, it can literally start to consume people. I've seen it. We've all seen it. And I think it's really important for a lot of people to take a step back. Sometimes they do, but they don't usually take a big enough step back. It's always important to humble yourself, to reflect, and just to take a step back and breathe and reevaluate the situation. Because I think when people start getting consumed, they take it way too seriously when, you know, our real lives are so much more important. Being present in our real lives with the people that actually love us, that aren't just following us for some kind of social media reasons. I don't know what kind of word to put there. Anyway, I'll try to stop being muted when I talk.
Would you be able to come out to Chimney County? So I said, definitely, I'll make this happen. So I left Houston and I packed up all my equipment in the car and I drove out to Cheatham County.
Get a little dabbling in the music and stuff around the Vine time. But then I remember when he was in the Vine stuff, there were a couple people that would stick out during the Vine days. You know what I mean? That would become famous for their Vine stuff. Well, yeah.
All right, it turns out my internet is in fact shitternet, and looks like the youngin's up and around, so I'm off here for now, guys. Once again, shout out to EJ Fingus for allowing me to use this video. This is for entertainment purposes only, and covered under the Fair Use Act. Anyway, I don't fucking know what to say. Anyway, guys, hit the like. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Bye.